Hello, hello, hello. Oh, what is happening? Let's see. Um, Give me a minute, por favor. Okay. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Microphone. Fudge. Okay, give me a minute. All right, let's see. Nerd glasses here. That's terrible. Testing volume. Let's see here. Test, test. Oh, I'm back. Okay. Can click. Just give me a 1 if you can hear me. 0, or I'll assume nothing. Interesting. Wonder what happened. Okay. How about now? We good? All right. Huh, that was weird. I didn't even do anything other than stare. So to the Dodgers, 40-man roster. So this again, just to repeat what you didn't hear, the tomorrow's the day the Dodgers need to offer contracts to players that are eligible for arbitration and younger. It has to be 80% of what they were going to be done for next year or from last year. Last year, of course, they did not offer to Cody Bellinger, and he moved on. Some ways to our chagrin, but at the same time, we got to see James Outman. So the guys I'm going to call out are the ones that I think are ones that may not get offered or could or may or may not. Yency Almonte, I think he's one. Caleb Ferguson, maybe JP Fireisen. Let's see. Gonzalez has a contract. Victor Gonzalez. Bruce Jar will be offered. Let's see some other guys that might fit here. Dustin May, never know with that Tommy John, but I think they'll offer him. He's going to cost $3 million though to retain. Ricky Vanasco, who we talked about briefly. We'll talk about him a little bit later. Gus Varlin, that's a guy I think they'll keep him. And then The last two, Alex Vesia and Ryan Yarbrough, are two guys that are issues. Um, Austin has a contract. I don't see anyone on these position players that are in doubt. So I think it's all pitchers. Um, so let's take a quick look at what they made. Dodgers Sport Track. These guys are good. We'll look at what they made last year, and of course, it means that they'll make a little bit more this year. Made 1,100,000. I did see the Braves trade Aaron Bummer. That's always a guy that I think the Dodgers always have had an eye on. I remember years ago there was a trade rumor about Bummer for Jock Peterson. So Yarbrough is going to be getting a raise. James Elman, Alex Vesia made 750, so he's cheap. Victor Gonzalez 720, he's also cheap. So I think, Dustin May last year made almost 1.7. Fire Eisen 750, so he's coming low. I think they're in good shape with some of those guys. Gus Varland should make it. Let me know if you think of any of those players that we mentioned. Hey, Sal. Hey, I haven't read your article yet. Looking forward to reading it. I saw you published something on, looks like a Japanese player that I actually I can't remember him, so I'm looking forward to reading that article. Check out Sal on DodgersDaily.net, I think, right? It's .net. He's just joined up with them. So good on you, Sal. Let's see. So let me know what your thoughts are about who the Dodgers should not offer. So again, Almonte, Ferguson, Victor, Vesia, and Yarbrough. So personally, my number one, of all those guys, I want Yarbrough back. I know he's the most expensive, but he's a guy that brings a different look. I know he's older. He's going to be 32 this just on New Year's Eve, if you can see that. I think my picture's in the way there. But yeah, he's born on 12/31/91. What I think of the pitcher that the Dodgers signed today? Well, they had him last year, and he had a really good end of the year. So it was kind of disappointing when he was a free agent. Let's go check out. Josh Thomas had some good information. I got to get it right here. Vanasco. And I keep wanting to say Velasco. Vanasco. So let's see. Yeah, Josh had some really good stuff on him. He's a fan. He's just a guy. It was 900,000. If it's going to be, if he's in the majors, it's 250,000. If he's in the minors, so good luck to him for sure. Let me go, Josh. Josh Thomas. There he is. Jockey Locomotive. Yeah, he had some good stuff on him. Let's get it though. Where is it, Rogers? Come on. Here we go. So they traded Luis Valdez to the Rangers to get Vanasco. Big arm, monster. Josh calling him monster. It was cool. 26.1 innings pitched, 0.34 earned run average. That's 0.34. And then 39 strikeouts to 10 walks. The walks are still a little high. 173 opponent's batting average. Fastball average 95.8, hitting 98 a few times. Hey, Michael, do you know the guy's name that's from Driveline? I know they got Rob Hill. He's one of those guys also from Driveline, I believe. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about him already. But yeah, the MVP, 2023 unanimous American League MVP Shohei Ohtani is a free agent, the most desirable free agent, even though right now he can't pitch. But Michael Carrillo writes, if Ohtani signs a short-term deal, do you think they're going to spend the rest of what they saved on free agents, especially pitching? Yeah, I am not going to be surprised. So here's what I think. They're either going to trade for Burns or they're going to sign a Snellish type guy, and then maybe someone like Imanaga, the lefty from Japan, or it could be Snell, Yamamoto, Nola. I was chatting with Doug a little bit today, and we're both kind of Nola's southern. He's from Louisiana. I don't know if he's going to want to come out here. But why not? Let's make him be a Dodger. It'd be great. I like Nola. Nola's the guy that I want the most. I know his numbers were not as good as Snell's, but he also throws more innings. He's healthy, but they're both healthy. If the Dodgers get Snell, and I'm kind of warming up to Snell. I know that, of course, signing a guy, wrong glasses, by the way, signing a guy that's coming off a career year, it's going to be at the higher end, obviously. So I would think Nola might be cheaper, but it's not my money. And the way I'm feeling now, I think that after the last 2 years and the last 3 or 5 years where we've really choked, they got to go hard. And if you caught Andrew Friedman on Doug's broadcast, first of all, again, props to Doug for getting Friedman. That was really cool. And Doug's, as you know, kicking butt. He's the best out there. It's not right now. It's not close. But Doug, I thought he had a really good interview. I thought he got him to open up a bit, especially about the offseason a bit. Snell's going to sign with the Giants, I feel. That could be. Giants are coming in hard, man. And, Snell's going to go to the team that offers the most money because who's his agent? 3, 2, 1, Scott Boras. Yeah. So he's going to go to the big money. I don't remember who Nola's agent is. I don't think it's Boras. But it's just part of it, right? What can you do? There was a trade tonight. Let's pull that up. I love the way the Braves do this, man. They just get right out there with all the details. When a guy signs a free agent contract, they go and throw all the information up there. You never have to guess about their salary. The Dodgers they hold everything very close to the vest. So the Braves got Aaron Bummer, who didn't have a very good year last year. 6.79 ERA. I don't, anything that happened with the White Sox last year, that's just a garbage, it just is what it is. Yamamoto has Boras? Great. I forgot about that. Dang it. So the White Sox get Michael Soroka, who used to be really good till he broke him. He was Achilles tendon, right? And then Jared Schuster, infield Ricky Lopez, Brandon Shoemake, and Riley Gowan. So a lot of pieces going back and forth. I think Bummer is an interesting guy. I would like the Dodgers to get him. I think he's a guy that they could rescue with the prior lab. I really like the way the Braves do that stuff. They announce their stuff really well, really quick. They don't sit there and try to do anything weird. Passing had the same thing. Shohei and his dog. Congratulations to both Shohei Ohtani and Ronald Acuna Jr., both unanimous. And then Mookie, the weirdest thing, was unanimous at second place. Cool. I mean, good for him. Mookie needs to get, just an opinion, but Snell and Mookie have something in common. And you know what that is? They play video games all night. When you are not getting your sleep, your muscles do not recover. And then you see Mookie by September stopped hitting home runs. Okay, Joel Wolf. Okay, is Yamamoto's agent. Um, Good. Gives us a better chance. He's not. If he's staying up all night playing video games. He's not getting enough sleep. Sleep helps your muscles recover, and then he's dead by September and into October. He needs to get some sleep. Blake Snell needs to get some sleep. They play way too many video games. I'm not against video games, but if it's keeping you awake at night and keeping you away from doing your job properly, and it's a theory, just a theory, but I think that's a problem. So Mookie, get some sleep. Do it during the off season, but still, I know he lifts even during the season, but your muscles need to recover, and sleep is a really good way where your body recovers. And I struggle with sleep. It's part of who I am, but I really don't want it to be that way. I try to get as much as I can. Mookie needs to sleep. Blake Snell needs to sleep, take care of himself. Despite the fact Blake Snell's a really big guy, he's like 6'4", big, good shape, doesn't look like he's overweight or anything. He doesn't look athletic out there. So I don't know. But yeah, Mookie gets some sleep. Blake gets some sleep, and maybe Blake signs with the Dodgers. I kind of hope so. I just want two pitchers. We'll get two guys. One's a number 1 type and one's a number 3 type. Maybe Walker's he's going to be innings limited, but maybe give us 120. Most importantly, in October. Then we've got Ryan Pepio, Bobby Miller, and Emmett Sheehan. All guys had really interesting years, but showed a lot. Oh, how do you think we're going to fill out our outfield vacancies? I have heard just rumors, nothing inside, okay, that they might be interested in Jock Peterson. I would love to have Jock Peterson back, platooning in left field with Kike Hernandez, with Kike playing other positions. I want to see Kike back, and I want to see him at the end of the game playing third base instead of Max Muncy. Let Max play the first 7, but once he gets his last at-bat, Kike's out there playing third base. They need to do better on defense. I think just by definition, for right now, with Lux still recovering, the infield defense with Lux versus Rojas is going to not be as good at short until he's 100%. And I'm not sure if he is. And he's also, he's a really good athlete, lots of range. Let's see. Do you predict that the Dodgers will re-sign Jay Hay? Nothing against Jay Hay. It was cool having him, but I don't want him back. I want to leave room for like Johnny DeLuca to fill that position. So I'd like them not to. I think it's a 50-50 on that. If someone's going to overpay him, then they're going to do that. But I think he really liked his time. Oh, I said Tyler Glasnow about the Rays wanting Will Smith. Well, so does 29 other teams. The Dodgers they're not that stupid. Glasnow and what other army for Will Smith? I could see the Dodgers deciding to trade Will. I know it sounds really weird, but they need to make some decisions on his future. And I want them to keep him. I would like to see them sign him to a nice 5-year contract. I'm going, 500 or something like that. They could pay down the last 2 years of arbitration. Rojas is a stud defensive shortstop. Could not agree more. He's so fun to watch out there. That and playing for bonuses. I think Betts and Freeman got burned out at the end chasing signing bonuses. They all do, don't they? The Dodgers got to do better. They got to sit guys down. I don't know, Sal. I said it at previous time. Once every 2 weeks, they need to sit. They sent in Rosarena. Yeah, give me that guy. I want that fire. That's my left fielder. How about that? Do I predict Dodgers signing Lance Lynn for a smaller amount? Oh man, yeah, because he wants to be back, and I think that's great. You know, Lance Lynn, like Doug would say, Lance Lynn just gave up his 52nd home run of the year. But the guy wants to be back. I think there's still plenty there, uh, but for a smaller, it has to be a lot smaller amount. I like the idea of having him just because to fill those innings, he will eat innings during the regular season. Uh, for the playoffs, unless he really changes his ways, we don't need him for the playoffs. But if he can go and work through, give Bueller a break, give Miller, give all these guys a break, and have them ready for October. In fact, I go 6-man rotation, of course. They won't. Yeah, David Peralta was playing injured, and he was playing poorly just to get a bonus. Bad reason. Yeah, shame on the Dodgers too for that. You see a guy trending down, they made a mistake. That's a mistake. That is an organizational failure. Clayton Kershaw pitching the way he was an organizational failure. They would admit some of those things, but this stuff can't happen. That's on a lot. That is on the organization that Peralta was doing that because he wasn't producing the last half of the season. I think he hit 230. Um, they could have made a trade or just played Kike more. Kike should have started in the playoffs. Same with Chris Taylor. Those guys should have both been in the lineup a lot more. Um, the way I would line things up next year, you know, Mookie's going to play some second. He's also going to play right, obviously. But I want to see more of Taylor at second. Unless Vargas can really kick it and going, that would be great. But they're also playing him in left. I'd like to see Kike playing some left. I want to see him playing at the end of games at third base. I think Kike is the best fielding third baseman, AAA and above in the Dodger organization. Taylor's okay there, but he's not near as good as Kike. Kike's got a really good arm, and he also had surgery, but he was playing well. He hit really well for the Dodgers, so I'd like to see him back. Trying to see if there's anything else on the Twitter machine. Um, make sure if you're on Twitter, make sure you get your notifications on. Oh, look at that. The Andrew Tolles Grand Slam is showing. Oh, man. 2016, bases loaded in Colorado. And Andrew Tolles hits a Grand Slam off Adam Ottavino. God, I missed that guy. What at the Lux at second? Is he better at short or second? Second's not his natural position. He's played shortstop all his life. It's the throws that he gets the yips, and hopefully that's gone. I think I would like Gavin Lux to be able to play second base. That's for sure. But if they can get a Bo Bichette, if there's anything to that rumor, I'd love to get Bo Bichette, and I'm going hard after that guy. Um, and then Lux could play second, but Bichette's got 2 more years on his contract. The state of starting pitching in MLB is so bad right now. Yeah, and everyone's going to be paying a heavy price for that too, right? Adjusting, my back's kind of hurting. Yeah, they're gonna. That's why Snell's gonna get probably 200 million. Nola's gonna get 200 million. Yamamoto the same. These guys are gonna get paid, and yeah, because the starting pitching is poor. All these guys are being trained to throw 110%. It seems like every pitch. They're not able to extend, which then starts rippling through the bullpen, and it causes, with more pitches being thrown, it's causing more and more arm wear and tear. Um, yeah, yeah. There's only like 5 teams that can have any pitching to trade away, and and it's really because the Brewers they might be rebuilding. That's the one guy that we think of, and I mean the Dodgers I think are loaded at pitching, but it's all too much of it's inexperience. There needs to be a good mix. I miss Chase Utley too, but I didn't miss him playing. To be honest, I wish he didn't start in the 2017 World Series in Game 2 when he got it should have been Logan Forsythe. The ball that Reddick hit to Utley's left, I think Forsythe gets that. But Chase Utley as a future manager would be awesome. Um, the guy really is a student of the game. Um, he obviously has got some old school in him. Just asked that shortstop for the Mets. Can't remember his name now. It was unfortunate the guy got hurt, but Utley was coming in. He was gonna make. He was gonna get. He was gonna be safe. He needed to make sure that Kike was safe because that was the tying run of that game. Now it doesn't. Of course, the Dodgers end up blowing that series anyway. But yeah, Chase Utley was the man. Quite a player. I just think he's got. I'd like to see him manage someday maybe, but right now his kids are still young. So, and I also didn't like him bringing all that anti-dairy stuff. Some people need it, and it's more driven by his wife. She's a big PETA person. Um, I don't know. I'm not a fan of vegetarianism and all that stuff. I think that we're missing out. I think our diets are crap now. Like my man Steve Douglas says, go get some steak and eggs, but make sure your cholesterol's good. You got to watch, or your heart's in good shape. Go get your if you're gonna change your diet, or even if you have whatever your diet is, I highly recommend going and getting a full set of labs on your work, um, and then adjust. You don't always have to listen to your doctor either. There's other doctors out there too, and if anyone's saying that the food pyramid's good, they're high, um, and you don't want to listen to them. But yeah, Chase Utley, other than bringing in too much of that anti-animal stuff, eating it, it's like no, doesn't worry. Okay, here we go. J.P. Morosi, John Morosi, uh, Yoshinobu Yamamoto's posting window remains on track to open in the next several days. This documentation is almost complete. Once finalized, MLB will receive formal notice of the 45-day window to negotiate with his representatives. Cool, cool, cool. That's going to be exciting. Again, if I had to predict, I think the Giants get him. Um, that's just an opinion because I think the Giants they really got embarrassed last year with Correa and Arson Judge. Um, do I predict bringing Barnes after retiring from catching and managing? That's what I would do. I think it's not, in my opinion, it's not Justin Turner. There is nothing that I've seen from Justin Turner playing third base that makes me go, oh, he's the guy to manage this team. I think it's Austin Barnes. I think Austin is a lot more stoic. I think, and he's bringing catching, and he's going to be a great coach someday. Kershaw thinks he's a GM. Nothing against Turner, but I don't want a third baseman. Like I don't want a center fielder being my manager anymore. We see what happens in the with the strategies. I want to, and every manager is gonna blow it. It's just how much. Um, wow, over the last decade, MVP awards by Angels players 5, Angels postseason wins 0. Wow, it's mind blowing how incompetent the Angels owner is. See if there's anything else on here that's interesting. So we got. I remember a couple years ago the Dodgers. Corey Knebel was going to be not offered by the Brewers, and the Dodgers ended up making a quick trade for him. They traded friend of the show, Leo Crawford, for him. It was actually a good trade. I love Leo. Leo's one of my favorites, but he's Knebel was pretty good for the Dodgers in 2021. Straight up, he was good. Let's go to that one. Yeah, he was good. And so maybe they're going to find another one. Vanasco, again, interesting for the Dodgers. Has some good stuff. So maybe he does turn into something. I think we would all agree the Dodgers need some better lefties in the bullpen. I don't mind guys like Caleb and Vesia and Gonzalez, but I don't want them in the 7th, 8th, ninth. I really don't. Um, it doesn't. To me, their stuff isn't that type of stuff. I think they have their moments though, which is cool. They're gonna have their moments, but this is Caleb's last year. He's a free agent after next year. I could see them. I think they will offer him a contract, and I think he'll get it. The thing is, he'll get like 2,500,000, and Dodgers love to let go of Hall of Fame third basemen. First Adrian Beltre, then Corey Seager. Just turned out Hall of Famer, but darn good. Yeah, I mean, Turner is the Dodgers have. I mean, just because Beltre only played a few years with the Dodgers. In my opinion, their best third baseman of all time is Ron Say, and then it's Correa. Or not Correa, Michael. Hey, Michael, I saw your name. Uh, Michael Carrillo is our best third baseman. No, Justin Turner. He's second. Well, actually, I'm wrong. Juan Uribe is numero uno. We know that. We should trade for Gabe Spire from the Mariners. Reliever? Do you expect the Dodgers will carry 4 catches on the 40-man? Actually, they are. Right now, it's Will Smith, Austin Barnes, Diego Cartaya, and our guy, Hunter Fiducia. So right now they have 4 on the 40-man. That's really good. And with Fiducia on the 40-man, either one of those players, Barnes or Smith goes down, Fiducia's the guy. He will be the guy called up. So that's a good thing. Oh, lefty reliever, very good. Mariners, I just wonder about them. I mean, they traded, the reliever they traded to the Diamondbacks, I can't remember off the top of my head, Seawald, yeah. The Mariners, they do weird things. It seems like they're trying to balance some stuff out. I was watching another live. I agreed with them. I'm not going to be surprised if Ohtani signs the Angels. Oh, it would probably be if they do that short-term thing, maybe. It's really got to be favorable. I mean, and I got to be honest. If Shohei Ohtani re-signs with the Angels, that will say a lot about him as a competitor. And we'd be better off without him if he's going to sign back. I don't care about what the money is. I want to see he's going to make $500 million. Sign with a team that's worthy of your talent. Anywhere catches play other positions. Well, Barnes can play a little bit of second. Will Smith used to play some third base, and I would like to see that again, just to get him off his feet. Or off the crouch. I know, especially if they sign Ohtani, he's the DH. So yeah, but Cartaya hasn't played a different position in years, and neither is Fiducia. Cartaya did play third base when he was much younger, but that's a long time ago. Never in organized ball. Cartaya has played plenty of first base too. Freddie is moving to Vegas and a possible impact on the Dodgers. Not sure what this is all about. Yeah, I don't know either. It's disappointing to me that that's happening. I don't like to see cities lose their teams, but if you look at it, and I also don't like California losing a team. We had 5, now we have 4. They still have to play 4 years in Vegas. I mean, before they can move into Vegas, and so maybe the impact might be they might play some home games at Dodger Stadium. Believe it or not, because they don't have a home after next year. Let's see. As an Angel fan, signing Ohtani not a good thing for us unless it involved already selling the team. Amen. Then it's not good for us unless all you care about is highlights and not October. That's fire, man. That's really true. And up there, you said Blake Snell to Mariners. That's where he'd like to be there. That's where he's from. But he's gonna follow the money with Boras as his agent. So if it's close, maybe the Mariners. But Boras is gonna get every penny. So yeah, I agree though. Artie is I don't know if you've seen the stuff I've done. A couple interviews with Ryan Fala, who works for me with me, but he's also an Angels fan, and so he had some really good insight. Go look it up on our. It's a few weeks ago about Otani, and it's an interview with Ryan, and he has some really good insights. And he was right in October or in March or something like that. He said trade him and cash him in and get some players because he's not going to be around. So they really need to. They got to reset. They got to figure out what they're going to do. I would think. Sorry. Oh boy, I would think that the Angels, um, if they don't get Otani, and I don't think they will. I think it's a one percenter. What do they do with Trout? What does Trout want to do? Trout is on the wrong side of 30. His body, so Mike Trout is a big man. He's wide. He's not fat. He's thick, though. Very wide. And that means 250 plus pounds. That's a lot of wear and tear on your legs. Look what it did to Albert Pujols. By the time he was 32, his feet were toast. Um, Not to divert from the Dodgers, but I'm seeing a lot of our fans, Angels fans, being optimistic over Washington being named manager. He's good, but come on, we have a lot to clean out of the closet first. Yeah, I love Ron Washington, former Dodger, by the way. He was with the Dodgers organization. That was his original team, and then after that, I guess he went to the A's after that. But I love Ron Washington. I remember watching him during those World Series in the playoffs and everything in 2010 and 2011. The way he was just so enthused, and I think he will bring something different. But Ron Washington can't pitch. Ron Washington can't go swing the bat. Ron Washington's not pulling the strings on the players. But I think he's gonna be worth it. He's gonna have some fun interviews. I think he's gonna be fun to watch, as fun as a manager can be. Um, so I think I'm fired up about Ron Washington. He's 71 years old, but that's a good man. Um, that's a man who's gone through a lot. He went through some drugs and everything like that. And Nolan Ryan back in the day stuck with him as the Rangers manager. Um, so I think you have this thing being 71. I mean, I don't know how much longer he can go. But Dusty Baker won it in 2022. Bruce Bochy, 2023, both much older. Oh, and Anthony Santana. Yeah, you know what? Because I know I'd poo-pooed that before about Santana, but he's got one more year before he's a free agent. Do the Orioles want to try to keep him? So maybe, right? Um, is the Dodgers first base coach staying at the Dodgers 2024? Here he's been interviewing elsewhere. He has been interviewing. I think I don't know if he's going to get the job. I think it's only the Padres that have an opening left, or the Brewers don't now either. Um, he but he could find himself as a bench coach somewhere. He's very highly regarded. Um, Former catcher. I'd like him to be our manager. Um, his luck's supposed to be back by spring, allegedly, but he had total reconstruction. Last year, I remember a lot of people were saying it was going to be a breakout. Yeah, what? That was the hope. Sadly, he got hurt. He did, yeah. It was bad. That was a bad injury. Just wrecked his knee, and loses a whole year of development. And because in 2022 he had a nice year. He had I think 271 or 276, something like that. Boy, I woke up at 5 today, so but I wanted to do this because I need this. But yeah, Luxy, he's just a guy that I think he's a very talented young man, and I think the Dodgers have 3 more years of team control with him. Might only be 2, but and I think he's 24 now. But but that's a ball player, man. That is a ball player. I'm gonna look at Lux right now. Let's take a quick look here at 2020. I want to see what his time in is with the Dodgers here. Wait, I didn't hit update. Sorry about all the weird ads that pop up on these things. Gavin Lux. Let's go. He's got 3 options left. So he's a free. Okay. So we have him 3 more years for sure. And then he's a free agent after 2026. Do I plan to attend Dodger spring training? I hope so. Work's been really hard. It's been wearing me out. But I really want to get there. Last year I was there like 7 nights. I won't be able to do that this year. But I do want to go. I really enjoy it. The minor leaguers especially. But a lot of the guys, that I've gotten to meet, some of these guys are either moving on, but also some of them are making the major leagues. So it's really fun to see. They also remember the Dodgers are going to Korea next year. So that will be a different time. Whoa, Luxie's already 26 this coming year. Holy smokes. Dang, I'm shocked. He's just a kid. I remember him in 2018 with Rancho. Some people think the Dodgers are going to sign Brantley. I like what he brings to the table as a hitter. I'm not so sure about the defense, though. He's just one of those interesting type players that will probably have a job for a while longer just because of the way he gets the bat on the ball. I'd rather go with Jock though. I want Jocktober. Get him, 400 to 500 at bats. Mostly, obviously mostly against right-handers. I just wish he'd lose a little bit of weight and get in better shape out there to do his job in left. He's become almost a liability out there. But yeah, back to spring training. Do you plan on going? Anyone out there plan on going to spring training? I highly recommend it. And if you go to the backfields. You can go get there real early. Go to the backfields. Watch the minor leaguers out there. You have access to them. You can get their autographs. You can meet them. Whatever. But it's very wide open. It's great. The kids are nice. They really are good kids. All those minor leaguers. I'm happy. I read something about, so do the Dodgers an idea. I'm going to poo-poo that because he's not a free agent and there's no way that the Padres are going to trade Juan Soto to the Dodgers, especially after their owner just passed, who, talked about slaying the dragon up north. Oh, you already got spring training. Oh, tickets. Nice. When do you plan on being there? But yeah, I am a fan of Juan Soto at the plate. I like watching him hit. I don't know how he fits in with the Dodgers anyway. Maybe after next year. If the Dodgers don't get Ohtani, never know for next year. But I think Juan Soto will be on one of 29 teams next year, and that one that he won't be on is the Dodgers. I massive money on that. I don't care what the Dodgers would offer. Are you going to spring training? I'll be there 8th through the 14th. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm actually looking. I'm looking like 9th, not totally these dates, but 9th through the 16th maybe. Not all those dates, but a friend of mine is going to be out there. And so we always hook up out there. So it'll be sometime probably in between there. Yeah. Games about for Giants, Padres, Mariners, very good. Those are all good. I love spring training because, they always bring some non-roster guys from the minor league field, throw a jersey on them, number 92 with no name, and they get a chance to play. They get a chance to be on TV briefly. They get a little shine, and it's cool. They did that last year with Nevin. They did that with quite a few players. I think Cartaya even. Well, Cartaya was in the roster though. Well, there's familiar faces that were out there, and they'll do that again this year. It's always fun to watch these guys get a chance, especially the pitchers. They always bring few extra pitchers to these things. They'll get a little money, a little extra money, and so the players definitely want that. Plus, they just want to, they want to be on TV. Okay, March 10th, 11th, 12th. Okay, I might be out there during that time. Maybe we can have a little Dodgers chat, Dodgers 2080 chat, or whatever. Hang out maybe a little bit, go to a game, or meet at the backfields. And so if you see me out there at any, let me know. You know what I look like. Come up to me, and I can help you get autographs a little bit better. I can tell you who's easy to get an autograph from, who's not necessarily, um, and just get in there and get introduced to them. It's just fun, meet the players and everything. But can't wait. Spring training, gosh, it's coming. Um, then we've got we got next. So I think next week things are going to go a little silent in terms of trades. I know right now they've finished all the awards. Congratulations to all the award winners. I mean, you can't take that stuff away. Garrett Cole, um, I thought he got robbed in 2019. He had over 300 Ks and didn't get it. He gave it to Verlander, but I think that the backfields. Oh, okay. So the backfields are just they're like fields. If you go, where the stadium is, of course. And then there's the fields, where the major league players are coming in and out. There's those two fields there. If you keep going on the trail and keep going, if you just keep going, if you're coming into the gate, you just keep going. And then you'll go back and then you'll see three fields. Actually, it's four, three and a half. There's like a mini field where they do some bases and stuff like that. And then and then you'll see just a ton of players. There's like 150 kids out there, and another 150 coaches and instructors. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So it's just it energizes me, it really fires me up for the season. For me, I get just a ton of content. I'm still got some more content from spring training to put out. And I still got some stuff from the season to put out from Rancho. I'll be doing some of that more. It's just there's so much right now with the trades. And I'll be recording with Trinidad this weekend to talk about shortstops, finally. And then during the next week, I'll be talking with Steve Douglas. We're going to talk center fielders. So that's going to be fun. I look forward to those. Those are not going to be live, though. But I have someone to talk to, so it's good. What are your predictions as to who the Dodgers will acquire via trade or free agent signing? Aaron, I think they're going to get a big pitcher. Nola, Snell, Burns, Yamamoto. They're going to get one. I think so. And then I think they're going to get another pitcher, like the lefty from Japan, Imanaga. They also could sign a Giolito. I'm not a fan of that unless it's too little, unless it's for a less amount. I think there's always a wild card of them improving their team. They're always looking to improve, and I think they like to always work around the margins. But I think this year they know they need to make an impact. I think, I don't know if y'all agree with me, but I think the fans really felt burnt this last year in 2023 by the Dodgers. Just a lack of life. 3 out of 5 years getting blown out in the first round. And it gets worse. And it's against, really? The Diamondbacks? Really? No. Can't be that. But they did. So I expect them to make a big impact. I think they need to... fans will always be there. They're always going to show up. But I think there's a general feeling. And if I had a chance to talk to Andrew Freeman, I'd talk to him about this and say, I think I have a better pulse on fan base than he does, just because he's in his ivory tower, and it's a great ivory tower, and he's earned it. but people are pissed. They're still. I'm not happy, and I can usually get over a lot of the stuff, but that's 2 years in a row losing to a far inferior during the regular season um, division rival, just the same division, and really blowing it. Like 2022 was just awful. This last year, we know that they were compromised. The Dodgers were compromised, but they still, you can't win a baseball game. They've won one playoff game in the last 2 years. Moment of silence there. I just gotta throw it out there.
Emotional damage.
All right, my guy there, Stephen He. He's the best. Let's see. Yeah, definitely starting pitching, especially starting. Yeah. Do you think Doc ever interacts with fans in spring? Yeah, he does. He's more likely to do it there. Um, yeah, there's that. If you go early, there might be some time. And Doc, I go after him, about his decisions, but I will never go after him as a human. He's a good human. Um, yeah. Ricky Vanasco. So I had something up about him. Real quick, let's do that again, just for the other people that have come up. Josh. So Josh Thomas from Dodgers Digest had just a nice little blurb about him. I think this is good stuff. Starting from the bottom, average fastball, 95.8, hitting 98 plus several times. Definitely bullpen guy now. 26.1 innings pitched, 0.34 ERA. This is from mid-July to the end of the season. 39 strikeouts in 26.1 innings, 10 walks. That's the only little nit I'd go. And a 173 opponent's batting average. So I think the Dodgers they're always looking for bullpen pieces. They don't like to spend money on the bullpen. So this is a guy that when he's in the majors, he'll make $900,000. When he is in the minors, he'll make $250,000. He doesn't have any options, but no one's going to pick him up if they waive him, or try to send him down, because then they'd have to take his $900,000 contract. But it's a good risk. A lot of us were not happy that I know I never did it. I had it all lined up, to be honest with you guys, to do a chat when the all those minor league free agents sprung out, but right before I was gonna go on, Doug called me. I'll share this, and he told me about Andrew Friedman, who was going to be on the show. And so Doug and I just talked. We talked about questions to ask him, and it was just so happy for him. So I wanted to celebrate with him. So I didn't do the show that night, and it's like old news by that time. So Joe Kelly to return for less dollars. I hope so. I love Joe Kelly. Man, I want him back. I always want Joe Kelly back. I saw briefly that he was farting around with retirement. I hope not. But you know what? Joe has 4 young kids. And he's made a nice, really good living. He didn't have to work the rest of his life. So maybe he does that. And I couldn't be happier for him if he decides to do that. But I really would hope he comes back. Like I said, I got to meet him that one time at Rancho. Just a heck of a nice guy. He's the real deal. Oh, what is your very first Dodger memory that made you a fan? Okay. 1973. I started playing Little League. And around the same time, a man named Kid, I was in 3rd grade. I was still 8, yeah. and a kid named Randy Bradbury. If you look him up, he is now the bassist for the punk band Pennywise. He gave me 33 baseball cards. They were all his duplicates. And I remember him saying duplicate. I never heard the word duplicates. I didn't know what it meant, but it meant doubles, right? First, he had, I was going to have a few more, but then he gave a few to another kid. But I had 33 baseball cards, and I just ate them up. And then I started looking at the paper, and so was the Long Beach Independent Press Telegram, and they had little sections: Dodger of the day, Angel of the day. So I'm going, what is it? Angels, Dodgers. Started to learn about this guy named Nolan Ryan with the Angels. Then I also found out when my parents started noticing I like baseball, found out that my aunt and uncle knew Claude Osteen. Claude Osteen was with the Dodgers in 1973. He lived in Brea. My aunt and uncle knew him. Then my parents went to high school with another Dodger pitcher named Andy Messersmith. So that kind of okay. And then I started seeing Dodger of the Day and going, I'm just starting to like these. Here's Messersmith. So Pennywise, this was in Long Beach. So he used to be at Long Beach. It was Bertram Bertram Elementary School. But yeah, then he moved like to Huntington. And was out there in that scene. But I moved away from Long Beach after 4th grade and I've connected with him a little bit on Facebook. But, he's got a lot of followers, so he doesn't interact. But he liked my thing when I said, you were the guy. Messersmith was awesome. When he left, he was a free agent after 1975. It destroyed me. And then Claude Osteen, before that, was traded for Jimmy Wynn, the toy cannon. So on the podcast with Rob Bradford, Joe Kelly said he's ready to retire because how many retired guys can throw a hunter? He wants to play for a winner that's close to home. First choice is LA. Yeah, isn't that Joe Kelly, though? Good. I hope the Dodgers can. I think I don't want to nickel and dime that guy. I just don't. I just keep the guy. Find a way to keep him. Come at something. Get agreeable. He'll be happy there. Get to spend some nights at home. Just a good dude. Then we can go to a local In-N-Out, Chipotle. All he wants. Yeah, I wasn't really a Dodger fan because of Pennywise. I didn't even know until 2010 that he was in that band 2011, sorry. Down here in San Diego, they had a 91X, had a Christmas thing. And so on this bill, I'm going to try to go backwards. It was Muse, the guy that used to be in the Jump Around Band, solo guy, DMC, Pennywise, Switchfoot, Social Distortion, Blink-182, all in one night. In fact, Pennywise went on before Switchfoot, and I'm actually friends with Switchfoot, or some of their guys, or not acquaintance with them, but friends with the dad of the lead singer and the bassist. And Pennywise was intense. It was just, the pit was fire down there. I was up with my family, so pit was fire. It was just big, huge circle pit. It was intense. And I texted the Switchfoot dad, that's what I call him, and I go, man, tell those boys to put the acoustic guitars away because they'll get destroyed. And they did. They put away the acoustic guitars. They actually did a cool version of Sabotage by the Beastie Boys and stuff. And then Social Distortion, and then Blink-182 after that. What a night. It was one of the best shows I've ever been to. Man, it was so good. I love rock and roll. I like music. Yeah, so I'll get, if you get me started. Like last weekend, I saw Devo. This weekend, I'm going to see John Fogerty, Creedence Clearwater. What are your? What are you? Can't see. I don't. Hold on. I'm seen Soundgarden, Nirvana, Alice. Oh wow, and Seattle in 1989. Wow, actually, gosh, December 28th, 1991. There was a show at Del Mar down here, and I was coming back from Hawaii on the 27th. The main guys were the Chili Peppers, Pearl Jam, and Nirvana were also on that bill, and I didn't go. Rest in peace to my fandom. Thoughts on Outman's sophomore year? Oh man, I'm excited for James. I think he's going to really be establishing himself as a solid player. Hey Craig, good to see you. Thanks for coming on. We've been talking a lot about music in my story, but back to becoming a Dodger fan. So I just started following because of Andy Messersmith, Clyde Osteen, and then started seeing the Dodgers of the day and get, who's this guy named, what's a Penguin? Willie Crawford was a big name. Willie Davis, those are big names. Joe Ferguson he hit I think 25 home runs that year, and I always saw his name in the paper. And then I also start hearing this guy named Vin Scully. Even though I was 8, it was great. And then at first I was like, Steve, what's a Steve? He seemed like Steve Garvey. He always struck out. But then first actual game I went to was in September of 1973. I think it was September 22nd. They played the Reds. Don Sutton was starting pitcher for the Dodgers. Don Gullett for the Reds. Johnny Bench was suspended, so I did get to see Johnny Bench play. He got suspended the day before for arguing. So Don Sutton was terrible. He gave up like a buttload of runs. And the Dodgers ended up losing 11-9. But during that game, Joe Ferguson hit 2 bombs. Steve Garvey hit 2 bombs. And, Manny Mota was in that game. I'll pull up the box score at sometime. When do the Dodgers have to sign extension with Will Smith? How about now? He's got 2 more years. I'm going to see if I can pull this up real quick. I think it was September 22nd. I might be wrong. Let's see here. Yeah, it was sometime in there. Thought it was. Looks like they got the games like on YouTube. Wow. Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is. There's the game I went to. And so you can see there are some good ball players. I mean, here's the Dodgers. This is not the batting order though. So all the pitchers that pitched. We had Don Sutton, Greg Shanahan, all-time great. Jeff Zahn, Eddie Solomon, Pete Rickard. And then the Dodgers, look at all these guys that played. Steve Yeager, Steve Garvey, Bill Buckner, Willie Davis, Bill Russell, Tom Paciorek, Orlando Alvarez, Vaughn Joshua, Jim Ferry, Manny Mota, Lee Lacy, Joe Ferguson, Ken McMullen, Davey Lopes, Willie Crawford. Then the Reds, holy smokes. Tony Perez, Bill Plummer was the catcher because Bench was suspended. Dennis Menke, then Ken Griffey Sr., Pete Rose, Cesar Geronimo, Joe Morgan, Darrell Chaney, Dan Dreesen. Then pitchers are not in order here, but Gullett, Pedro Borbon, batting for Pedro Borbon, Manny Mota. What team's that, or what movie is that from? Clay Carroll and Tom Hall. So that was cool. Let's see. Yeah, they like now too. Any minor league arms and A-ball we should know about. Oh yeah. Yes. A guy that I really started to like a lot was a guy named Christian Romero. I got a little thing there's a little video of him just in action. He really stepped it up this year as a righty. Of course, they're almost all righties. In high A, of course, Maddox Bruns. Yeah, he's gonna be so good if he can just get control right. It's always a problem. We understand that, but yeah. So let's see. Did you guys see that? I don't know. Oh, I was trying to show you guys. Gosh darn it! I had it on me the whole time. But here's that box. It's not really the box score. It's kind of messed up. But this is Dodgers versus Reds. First game I went to, September 22nd, 1973. Dodgers lost. Brokenhearted. But that was my first time at Dodger Stadium. Truly one of the most impactful days of my life. More minor league arms. A guy that had Tommy John, but Edgardo Enriquez. He'll be back next year. I'm excited about him. Oh man, we got Christopher Campos. Yeah, so with Bruns in 2022 was babied. They only threw him like 50 pitches. And he had a lot of control issues. I saw one game in which the Dodger pitchers beamed 8 batters in the game, and Maddox got 4 of them. From a bullpen perspective, like Joel Ibarra, I like him a lot. So yeah, Chris Campos. I didn't get a glimpse too much of the guys that came up from college. I'll have to go over some of the video that I've got. Yeah, there's let's go to Rancho real quick here. We can see, because right now my brain, to be honest, my brain fails me sometimes because I'm getting older and my brain struggles a little bit sometimes. It sucks. It's a little scary. I gotta be honest with you. On these links, let's go to Rancho and let's take a look at some of these guys. The roster, L roster. Let's see. Yeah, Campos. Oh, Patrick Coppin was a draft pick. Liam Doolin was interesting. He's from Australia. Big guy. Let's see. Gabe Emmett. Connor Godwin was hurt most of the year. There's Edgardo. Madison Jeffrey throws really hard. Just a matter of location with him. Oh, Peyton Martin. Oh, Peyton Martin might be the guy. He might be the guy. He got shut down. I don't think it was because of injury. I think they just shut him down. But he was their best pitcher easily, and he was like a 17th round pick in the year before. But he's a good one. Jacob Metter was hurt. Brandon Neek was interesting as a lefty. Let's see. Yeah, there's Romero. He had a nice year. Ronaldo Yeen, he struggled. I thought he was going to be just going and killing it right away. But, the guy throws 102. Really happy with the velocity there. Yeah, I know he's a baby. These guys, it's crazy, isn't it? They're just so young. Gosh, darn it. I mean, if I'd been a little randier when I was younger, one of these guys could be my grandkids. Yeah, but Yane throws really hard. He's gonna be really good. I've got a feature on him from earlier in the season. I saw him in spring training briefly, but he was kind of the talk. Him and that hard throwing righty. Gosh darn it. I sorry, the brain just doesn't work sometimes. It's really scary when you can't think right. Pekarsky or Pilarski. Yeah, Pilarski was him and Yane were the big talk just because of their velocity, but and well deserved, by the way. Let's take a quick look at Great Lakes. They're the high A team, and oops, I can't see the chat. I kind of screwed that up there. Oh, Ronaldo Yane throws 102. And then Pilarski throws 100 to 101. Let's see, there's Bruns. Bruns had a really good year. Jack Dreyer was interesting. Peter Hubick I like. It's just a matter of it's coming around. Oh, Jared Karros. Jared Karros looked good. He's 6'7". He's way taller than his dad. Ronan Kopp. Oh man, he's getting close to touching 100. Juan Murillo, 98-99. Came back from Tommy John. Jeremy Rosario, I like him. He's Rule 5 eligible, though. I hope no one takes him. Mitch Turansky has a big thing. Oh, Justin Warbleski, a lefty. Another lefty. We have a couple lefties, Bruns and Warbleski. Justin recovered from Tommy John and had a really nice year. So big. He's gonna be the top when you look at the new list coming out. Probably he might hit the top 10. Wouldn't be surprising. So definitely they're loaded, and that's the thing. As you all know, I am a prospect hugger, tried and true, but there are too many good prospects that are blocking each other, especially in the pitching staff. And they need to make some decisions here and move some guys. Give them some room. Oh, man, that's right. F1 in Las Vegas. Dang, I'd like to be there. Just can't. I actually went to the first race in Texas in 2012. Got to see Michael Schumacher in his second to last race. I am excited. Oh, they had a water valve cover cause issues. Okay, it's going to happen. Oh, this is funny. If you guys know the joke, Carissa Thompson is reporting that Shohei Ohtani has inked a 7-year, $400 million deal with the Las Vegas Athletics. Go Google Carissa Thompson. Sorry about some of the grossness there. Not this gross, just come on, folks. Profanity. Yeah, Carissa Thompson, what a loser. Do better. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Dang. But yeah, so, okay. We will have, like I said, a couple new, getting back to some prospects coming up. I will be doing pitchers last, and I don't know how to break that up yet because there's so many. I think it's like 5,000 right-handed starters are good. From the pitchers, the two untouchables, definitely Bruns. He's in my top 3 of all their prospects. I think that if I'm Friedman, and I'm trying to read his mind with this one, my top 3 prospects for the Dodgers that are untouchable, or as much as can be, unless it's a big one, right? Maddox Bruns, Josue De Paula, and Yuendry Vargas. Yuendry, the Vargas kid, the shortstop. We'll be covering him. Yuendry Vargas. Those are my top 3. That I think, but for the pitchers, Bruns is number 1, in my opinion. The upside's just too high for them to just give up, just to move him. But he had a really good year this year, a lot of progress. And I think if the other pitcher, the pitchers we covered, I think it's Wrobleski. So it's Wrobleski and Bruns are the guys that I think are, prospects for a star shortstop left field. Yeah, they have this. They can. That's the good thing, right, Craig? They have enough to do it. They could trade plenty of their starters. Right-handed starters. I think it's last I counted, it was either 12 or 13 right-handed starting pitchers in their top 30. Come on. There's not room for all of them. So I would keep who you can. Now, one of the, they may have to trade some stuff. If you want to get Bruns, it's going to cost something. Or Burns. Bruns. We have Burns. Who will play right field if Mookie is second base? I hope it's not Jason Hayward. Sorry, Jason, but I'm hoping it's DeLuca. That's what I'm hoping for. I want to see him get a shot. Or they make a move and they get a big bat and leave Mookie at second base the whole time. Anytime you can get some more bats As we saw, the offense can run out. Offense slumps, players slump. Mookie and Freddie slumped at the wrong time. Will Smith still hit the ball. Kike hit. But if they can get another right fielder and let Mookie play second, and that right fielder can come in with some thump. And I don't have a name off the top of my head yet. If you guys got a name of a right fielder you want to see the Dodgers trade for, put them in the chat, please. I would love to see that because I just think that we need more bats. You can never have enough bats. You can never have enough pitching. Yeah. Or if they could find a better second baseman. I know it's will hurt the defense, but if maybe not as bad as it does now. Maybe put Max back at second, put Mookie back in the outfield. Now, of course, if they don't get Ohtani, Max Muncy must be the DH. Must be. And I guess they could re-sign JD, but I don't know. I'm imagining a world in which Max Muncy doesn't have to worry about defense. Could you imagine that? Ooh, that big dome. Imagine Max Muncy not having to worry about defense. How good he could be. Yeah. JD Martinez was so incredible last year. He was, man. Yeah, or definitely, man. I know you're hoping for Ohtani DH. Yeah, I mean, Ohtani, I got, if you can get Ohtani, you do it. You have to. He is that guy. He will pitch again. Probably is. I think is a reliever, but he could be the DH. Maybe play a little outfield. The guy's a great player. The sphere scares me. Yeah, me too. It just doesn't. And I know U2's been performing there. I just don't know about that place. It just seems too weird and too. AI is not the word, but too virtual. I'm not into that. I like natural feelings. I don't need. If I got a good band, I don't need too much flash. I don't mind being in a stadium where Metallica's got fire all over the place. That's fine. But I don't need a sensory overload when I'm inside. I just want to see a band play or whatever. It's a play. It's a performance, something. I want to focus on that. I don't care about the atmosphere that much. I just want it to have really nice acoustics, and I'm sure it does. But I don't need to be distracted with other things. I get distracted really easily, probably tell. Yeah, the sphere is just, it's weird. I don't know, you probably have to, have like a microchip installed to be able to go in or something. I don't know. All right. I know this got off to a bad start. By the way, I almost blew it today with my homeowner's insurance. Almost forgot. I missed my payment almost by like a few hours. So just make sure you following up. I don't remember getting a bill. Freddie has to have more rest. I agree with that. Muncy first base for those. Yeah, but that's 10 games maybe. I stopped doing acid and then Vegas built the sphere. Time has never been my thing. Can you imagine? Now I've never taken acid, but I've heard about it. Can you imagine in that sphere taking acid with some Pink Floyd going on, or Grateful Dead, but mostly Pink Floyd, with playing Dark Side of the Moon. I tell you, I listen to that stuff just with headphones, and I feel like I'm in a different spot sometimes with some of the songs. Yeah, acid in the sphere. That'll be too much. I'm glad you stopped taking acid. That's good. Good. But yeah, hey, rock and roll, right? I enjoy it. Anything else, folks? Man, this was a fun chat tonight. It's always really good, but this was extra fun. We got to talk a little about music, tell about stories. Sometime I like to hear your stories. Maybe we'll do that sometime. We'll have a chat and we'll focus on our stories about cool Dodger moments. I know there was a thing that came out. It was a really good thing. Name a home run, a significant home run you saw, and I've seen a few. I saw Muncie's Game 3. I saw Chris Taylor in the wild card, Justin Turner 2017. But the one I wrote was Kenta Maeda, second major league at bat. We're in San Diego, and he hit a home run in second at bat. Yeah, I hope we can meet in Arizona. That'd be really cool. That would be really cool. That's one of the fun. It's always fun to just to run into people that you've talked to in different ways. I've met plenty of people off of Twitter, and I've met Sal, right? And I'm friends with Doug, and we've hung out obviously together. Well, plenty of the Dodgers Nation guys, Gary Lee and Clint Pasillas, consider them friends. And that's all because of baseball. Back to back to back. You were there? Aaron, you were there for that? Oh, man. That's awesome. That is so awesome. I still remember watching that on TV. Oh, my gosh. It was just the greatest thing. 2 of them off Trevor Hoffman, right? Mr. Dodgers 20. You guys, I'll just call me Tim. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Yeah. So yeah, the significant home run. There's always, that's the thing about baseball or any sport, but I'm so happy, Aaron, that you were there. I'm glad someone was there. That's so that I knew. That's so awesome. But yeah, just the memories that you have of baseball are awesome. It can be awesome. We'll have to get a forum to do that and talk about our memories, talk about what obviously we talk about what we're looking forward to. Yep, Trevor Hoffman, Glenn's brother. Yeah. Former Dodger manager. Just briefly in 1998. Guy never got another job again as a manager. It's too bad. Seems like a really good guy. He's like 8 years older than Trevor. He was, if you recall, he was the starting shortstop with the Red Sox, and then went to the Dodgers. Was a Dodger for a while. So Elvis International Hotel in Vegas. Oh, no way! Wow. I'm not the hugest Elvis fan, but that's significant. He's definitely a Mount Rushmore artist for American rock and roll. That's for sure. Man, those are cool. Those are cool things, man. Yeah, those are really cool. Trevor was amazing. Yeah, and Trevor did, man, by the end of the year, his last 10 years was all about that changeup. Do you remember who the Padres traded to get Trevor Hoffman? Think about it. And also, so on the subscribers, we've reached well over 1,000. So, 1,010. So I think we're safe now. And then we've got over 4,000 followers on Instagram. All appreciated. I think we're looking at a giveaway. I'm just trying to think of something. So Gary Sheffield was traded to the Marlins during the Padres fire sale. Sheffield should be in the Hall of Fame. Hoffman is in the Hall of Fame. What a trade. So, and it was Hoffman plus someone else. I can't remember who it was. But obviously it was Sheffield, who played third base at the time for the Padres. Maybe Steve Garvey will be a senator for California. Maybe. You know what? He should have been that a long time ago. It was his destiny, but, he had some issues. I'm just going to leave it there. I have a lot of respect for Steve Garvey, but he made some mistakes in the late 80s that cost him his political future. But, and, Steve Garvey and me have kind of similar politics. Yes, it was Gary Sheffield for Trevor Hoffman and someone else. Yeah. And gosh darn it. That's over 30 years ago. That happened like in April or May of 1993. The Padres, or maybe June, the Padres they had a fire sale. So the year before that, they came in second place. And they were good. They had Fred McGriff, who they fire sale at the same time. They traded Sheffield. They traded him to the Braves and got nothing in return that was any good. But they had Fred McGriff, and they had Tony Fernandez at short. They let him go as a free agent. Yeah, Steve Garvey. So he always was gonna. We thought Dave. We thought he was gonna be president back in the day. So, yeah, he's about 30 years later, and he should have been. He should have been ready to go, but he had some. He had some. You could look it up. Steve Garvey is not my Padre. If you look that up, you'll see why. I respect Steve, and people make mistakes, and I think, yeah. Have I met Jeff Snyder? Oh, heck yeah. Jeff's great. Yeah, I hung around with him at winter meetings last year. That was cool. But yeah, I've met him at the stadium a few times. I consider Jeff just to be amazing. I listen to his stuff and tons of respect. And his baseball knowledge is off the charts. Who is better in their prime? Kershaw, Maddox, Pedro. I'm going Pedro. Pedro was nasty. He was, Maddox, of course, with the pinpoint control. Kershaw, amazing. But I think for a brief, call it 3 or 4 years, Pedro. Pedro was Koufax. I consider Koufax, he had that real short prime. But that prime was so perfect. He was just so good. But yeah, these are I was blessed to see all of them pitch. Yeah, Pedro's nasty. But hey, we got Delano Shields. Now, you guys know that wasn't Fred Clare's fault. That was Tommy Lasorda's fault. He didn't believe in Pedro. He wanted him off the team. He thought he was not going to be. He wasn't going to hold up because he's only 5'9", 5'10", and it was a mistake. Tommy was wrong. Fred Clare made the trade, got Delano to Shields, and even the reason that they traded for Delano to Shields was Jody Reed was their second baseman in 1993, and you probably never heard of him. But Jody Reed had a nice year with the Dodgers, and he was a free agent, and the Dodgers made him an offer, turned it down. Jody Reed turned down. It was like 3 years, $8 million. This is a lot back then. He turned it down, became a free agent. Jody Reed, and then the Dodgers made the trade because he turned it down. Then Jody Reed ended up signing like for $1 million and never really recovered. So he made a mistake, cost himself millions of dollars. Kind of, and then at the same time, kind of wrecked the Dodgers going out the door. Who's your daddy? That's right, Pedro, man. Pedro's always very transparent. Dodgers did get Marquise Grissom a few years later. Yeah, a little too late for that, though, huh? Do you remember when the Expos, they had, Delano, they had Marquise Grissom, they had, Larry Walker, oh gosh, darn it. They had Rondell White in there, but they had someone else in left. I can't remember who it was. They had some players though. They did. They were special. And they never, their best year was in 1994 when the strike, lockout, whatever you want to call it, wrecked the season. They actually, 1994 there was no World Series. So, Moises Alou, thank you. Man, check you out, Aaron. They were stacked. Yeah, they were, and then they remember after 1994 when everything broke with the sale and everything, or with the strike coming out, dude, they got rid of everybody. Yeah, it was a bummer. They just tore that team down. And people talk about, oh, Montreal should get a team back. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'd rather Nashville or someone like that get one. So, all right. I am his brother Ramon. He was a really good Dodger. Oh man. Okay. Real quick. Last one. If you watch Pedro Martinez's Hall of Fame speech, he called out the Dodgers because they had another brother of his, Jesus. Jesus was a lefty. And Jesus was not as good as the brothers, obviously. But they called up Jesus in September, during the 40-man thing. And he didn't even do him by name, but Bill Russell was the manager. And he called him out, not by name, but he said, that manager never put my brother in. So despite, this is in 96. And I know the Dodgers were battling the Padres for a spot. But almost that whole September, Jesus Martinez never pitched. So even though he's on a roster, I'm going to say he was on for 18 to 21 days. Never got in a game. And Pedro called that out in his Hall of Fame speech. He was pissed. And then Ramon was good before Pedro was good. Ramon he won 20 games for the Dodgers. He threw a no-hitter. I remember the Dodgers got into a fight with the Rockies. I think Charlie Hayes, big guy, charged against Ramon. Ramon was a little guy. He was a lot taller than Pedro, but he weighed about half the. He's probably 6'2", I don't know, 150. He was a little guy. He was their ace for a while, and he was really good. He was really good for a while, but then his arm just went out. But Pedro was the best one. And Jesus never got to play, and Bill Russell got called out in front of all of baseball. And not by name, but he was the manager at the time. He replaced Tommy when Tommy had to resign because of health issues. So, yeah, a lot of interesting baseball stories out there. Huh? A lot of memories tonight. Thank you for bringing them up. I appreciate it because that's part of baseball, right? It's the fun, it's the memories. So, all right, folks, I better get to bed. Today was a work at home day. Tomorrow is a work at work day. Big day tomorrow. It's Friday. And then we got Thanksgiving weekend coming up, or Thanksgiving week coming up. I might do a Wednesday show because I think I'm going to get all my hours in before that so I can take Wednesday off without using time off. So I might do a show on Wednesday just to kind of reset some things, see where we're at. Probably do a show if anything significant happens with the contracts. I will do something tomorrow night. Just anything. So appreciate y'all. Aaron, good night. Thank you for that. We will talk soon again. Thank you for everyone who came out. Really appreciate it. Try to figure something out because I love doing these memories. So we can figure something out. We'll just have a show where I can talk, or maybe even get Steve Douglas on because he's got all sorts of baseball stories too. Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone. And as always, God bless. Go Dodgers, and good night. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.